Okay, so yesterday we started with pivot tables. So we learned how to create pivot tables with multiple measures, multiple dimensions. If you right click on pivot table, go to the last option. There's something called hide field list. If you do that, fields will get disabled. Okay. Again, you can right click and click on show fields. Again, that will come up. Okay. So far, what we have learned is the basics of pivot. Today, we'll learn a little bit more advanced, functionality of pivot tables. So let's learn about measures. So we understand that if we want to drag any measures, we need to put it inside the values shelf. So whenever you drag any measure in the value shelf, if it is a measure, it will make it sum of sales because quantity, sum and discount, these guys are measures, right? So automatically it will make it sum of sales. What will happen if you drag any dimension into the value shelf? Have anybody tried this? Example, order. Yeah. Yeah. So example, if I drag order ID, so you can see here count of order ID. Okay. Please note we don't have an option for count distinct. It's just a count. Okay. So I'll give you one scenario. Can you create a pivot report and tell me which are the order IDs which are duplicate using pivot report? Order IDs can be duplicate, right? If you look at this data, take a look at this. There are 3 times it is repeating. So we want to create a pivot table to find out which are the duplicate order IDs. Okay. So you simply drag order ID in the row shelf and drag order ID in the value shelf. Whichever is greater than 1, it means it is duplicate. Okay. Now my question is not to just create a pivot table. My question was to basically show me which are the order IDs which are duplicate. And we are also seeing 1. 1 means it's not duplicate now. So you can click on this filter shelf, go to value filters and say greater than 1. Now you'll see all those order IDs which is duplicate. Can you try this? Label filters greater than. No, value filters. Label filters is basically that one. What is the column name? Value means the value in symbol. Working? What you are on leave, huh? Oh. Night. What is the timing? Which one? This one. Filter. Click on that filter button. Go to value filters. And then click on this one, greater than. Okay, working for everyone. Has anybody tried dragging date fields into the row shell? Can we do that? Add one more pivot table. Just drag whichever table you want. Order date or shipment date, anyone. And drag sales. Any one measure. Example, let's go with the basic example sales. You should see something like this 2020, 2021. Just drag, no? Just drag order date to row shell. Automatically it will show. Everyone is sneezing and has a cough, no? No, can you drag this weather change? No? I thought it's viral. Viral now. Who is spreading? I didn't had. After you, I got it. Yeah, I think last week, right? Oh. You are allergic to AC or what? Is it? We'll turn it off. Yeah? You want anybody need it? Because we don't want it to become severe. We'll become severe. Not going through video recording. He sent us to get morning. Videos. That I went through. The pivot table I don't know. Double last Sunday. Yesterday. Actually, you are not getting. What you are not getting? What you are not getting? You see, I'll tell you. How it was before. I'll just make it. I'll show you from scratch. That's what I'll show you from scratch. This you know, right? This is a blank pivot table. We don't have anything here. Another one we created. If you want to create in the same one also, both are same only. Okay. Simply you have order date. Drag order date to row shell. If you drag it, it will automatically show like this. You're getting right. The data source. No need to change data source. One more thing I need to add is. If you want to add one more thing, just go to some blank cell, click on insert, pivot table. Here you give, if you have given name range, you give, else go and select the data. Yeah. Yeah. Select the data. It is asking for data range. Go to that sheet, order sheet, select the data. Data selected. Yeah. You get row shelf, column shelf, everything you're getting blank. Now drag order date to row shelf. You're getting like this, right? So what it will do basically, right? So it will automatically group your dates into year, quarter, and months. Okay. Now what if your requirement is month? Just click on that plus icon. You will see quarter and then keep going. You'll see quarter, month, everything. Inside month, you will see day wise split. Just click on that plus button. That's it. Okay. Now, if you are manager or somebody says, no, we don't want a day level, keep it only till month level. Just go to the scroll bar and remove that last item. So it will be only available till month. Okay. Similarly, if you want only yearly report, remove months, remove quarters. So your report will become at year level. Okay. So far we learned how to create a report, which is a monthly, yearly, quarterly report, daily report. One thing which is missing is weekly report, right? How to create weekly report, Monday to Friday. So in order to do that, right click, there's an option called group. Okay. Now in group may, by default, it would have selected something called month, quarters, years, and everything. Just remove everything, only select days. Okay, select only days. And in number of days, you give it as 7. Instead of 1, you give it as 7. Then click on OK. You will get your weekly report. Now, there's no option here to exclude weekends and all. It's a very basic weekly report. Okay. Now, instead of sum of sales, what if you want average sales? Right? We learned about aggregate functions, right? Sum, average, count, min, and max. By default, it is showing sum of sales. You want to show average sales. All you have to do is, there is this value shelf, you added this field, right? Sum of sales. Just click on that arrow, go to value field settings. You will see something called summarize values by, change it to average. Let me know if it is working. What if you want to display both sum of sales and average sales, both of them? Just drag the same sales field again. Okay. Now, what we also want to show is, what is the minimum sales in this week period? Minimum sales. Go to value field settings and select min. You will see 3.54. And then again add one more field, make it max of sales, maximum sales. Okay. How do we add borders? Anybody know? Home section, right? So if you go to home section, you can apply borders, but the easiest option is you can go to design and you'll see list of already some themes. So you can select whichever theme you want. Okay. There's a lot of customization. You can define your own theme. You can go to new pivot table style and you can add borders, font color, whatever you want. But by default, I'll go with this one. Okay. So these are all the aggregate functions. Okay. We learned about sum, average, min, max, count. What else is missing there? There are some statistical functions which we will not be using. Standard deviation, product. Product is just, I think it will get you the remainder. This thing. Okay. Count is already we have used. Okay. Those are the aggregate functions which we can use in your pivot table. Now let's learn about some Windows-based calculations. So what is Windows-based calculations? You have taken some weekly data and you got your sum of sales by week wise. On top of this number, you want to do some calculations, right? On top of this value, 4858, 4131, you want to do some calculation. You can go to that same value field settings And next to summarize values by, there is option called show values as. So maybe you can look at the screen, then you can replicate so that you'll understand it better. So what it will tell you is, how do you want to show your values as? I want to show the percentage of grand total. Click on OK. It will tell you from your total, which is here, what is the percentage of the value for this particular period. Okay. But for the sake of simplicity, we'll remove this days and we'll add subcategory. Okay. Now, if you select this entire data, sum is 100%. Okay. So what it is doing is simple. It is writing this formula is equal to this 1,67,380 divided by this total. Okay. The same formula, automatically pivot table is ready. So it is telling you in percentage key accessories is 7.13% compared to the grand total. So the highest sales we are getting from chairs. That is how we can enable percentage of grand total. Can you try?
Javed, can you show that percentage thing once again, please?
Yeah. Go to value field settings.
Ah,
Click on show values as and select the first option, percentage of grand total.
okay, correct.
If you have a date field, remove date field and add subcategory so that you can tally the numbers. Shall we go to the next one? Go to the same option. Instead of percentage of grand total, you give percentage of column total. Okay. And in columns, maybe you add some field. Maybe you can add region. What it is trying to do, right? It will take the value at column level, which is this one, 3,33,000, sorry, 3,33,956 divided by this value. Okay. Not this one. It is this one, column 2, which is 33,956 divided by this, which is around 6%, 6.7. Because now you have added column, right? So it has to take for that APAC region ka whatever is total, it will divide with that. Any doubts? Now what happens is if you drag the same field again, pivot will rename it to 1, 2, 3 like that. Column, just add region no, in your column shell. No, region, there should be one field. Just search region. So you can drag region. Just put it region first, then values. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Percentage of row total. Okay, row means this one. This whatever total is there for accessories, it will calculate that. Automatically it will take. How many columns you have in value shell? Only one column. Then it will not come. That's okay. I have put two columns. No, one is actual sales I am showing. I am also showing the percentage. Okay. So percentage of row total means this total 33,956 divided by 1,67,000, which is 20%. That is what is calculating at row level. This is column and this is row. Okay, shall we move to the next one? This is very important. Percentage of. Okay. Now what I would want to do is, if you take a look at, for example, I have my sales for chairs, which is around 85,941. I want to divide every subcategory with this value, with 85,000. I don't want to divide it with grand total or row total. This is some kind of KPI because this guy chairs subcategory, it's performing really well. I want to divide every subcategory with this value. Okay, let's see how we can do that. We'll go to value field settings. There is something called percentage of. Now we are selecting subcategory in our pivot. Now it will tell you which is your base value. So what is your numerator, denominator? So you are selecting your base value. So base value is chairs, right? We'll select chairs and click on OK. Now every value is dividing with chairs value. Okay. You can see around 39%. And for chairs, you will see 100%. Hmm? Is it done? Let's go to the next one. We'll make it more dynamic. What we want to do is we want to compare every subcategory with its previous category. For example, if it has appliances, we want to compare with accessories. When it goes to art, automatically it should take appliances. Likewise, previous. Okay. That is very simple. You can go to show values, and if you scroll extreme top, there is a first option called previous. You can click on that. Likewise, you can do the same for next also. Means it will compare the next value.
So the first one will always be on the side.
Which is the highest? Furnishings, right? Likewise, if you see percentage of parent row total, parent column total is there. If you have multiple fields, you can select that, but not very important options. Let's go to the most important one, which is difference. Okay. So you can calculate the difference between these two values. Not percentage, difference. Means it will take difference of 23,582 minus this. Every value it will take a difference.
Difference of
Previous value.
We also can do next slide.
Next value. You can do that. You can also set a base value. You want to compare every record with chairs. You want to get a difference for every record by taking difference of chairs. Okay. So the difference of chairs is like chair has 85,941. So it will subtract all the values with 85,941. Okay. Instead of actual value, we want percentage. You can just change difference from and scroll down. You'll see something like percentage of difference. Only difference is it will show in percentage. It's working.
percentage of difference from
Anybody know what is running total? It will simply add that value, cumulate it. For example, we have this value, this plus this, which is 57,531. Like this, it will keep adding and it will tell you the final value. Okay, that is called as running total, cumulative. You can select after percentage of difference from the next option, running total. You'll automatically see the numbers are getting automatically added. This is a very important option, okay, running total. If you see tables ka running total should match with your grand total. Okay, let's go to the next option. Same, instead of showing actual value, you can show it in percentage. Do you remember where we saw this kind of option when we are learning charts? You remember Pareto chart? Basically, Pareto chart uses backend this function to calculate running total. Do you remember Pareto chart? What this chart is trying to say is all your sales are driven by only these three values: chairs, phones, and binders. If you see, 50% of your sales are coming from only these three categories. If you compare here, where is chairs? Let's sort this. These three guys. Chairs, bookcases, binders. If you see, majority of sales is coming from these two people. Chairs, phone, binders. All other guys are not really good in sales, right? This is how backend it uses that formula to come up with that chart. Okay, let's go to the next one. Rank. Anybody know what is rank? It will simply assign a rank.
Based on the value.
Based on the value, it will just assign the rank. Okay, let's go ahead and select the first one, smallest to largest, and then click on OK. You will see rank starting from 1 and it will end with 15, 17, I guess. So we have 17 values. All values are ranked based on smallest to largest. Okay, which means the guy who is having lowest sales will get 1. If you want to change it, ideal logic is largest to smallest. So you can select the second option. Then you'll see the correct results. Rank 1, chairs.
But only thing we can't do is ranking from largest to smallest. We can't do.
We can do no. You play sorting. Go to sort, click on more sort options, and select ascending. No, sorting will just sort the data. Rank will print the rank number. Sometimes Excel, I don't understand. The reason because it has that region there, no? So can you remove region and then try to sort that? Then it will work. It should look like this. Okay. Any doubts? Those are the Windows calculations, table calculations, which means after your pivot report is getting created, on top of that, it is writing some formula. Any doubts? Okay. So I have created a channel. Okay. So whatever updates with respect to Excel, SQL, Tableau, Power BI, you can follow that if you are interested. So along with that, if anything which I'm going to get updates about any job related stuff or any technology related stuff, I'll be posting that. So I will just display that link over here. So it's Tableau Power BI. Okay. I have a YouTube channel as well, wherein I have posted all the videos related to Excel, Tableau. A lot of stuffs are there. But I'm not very active on that. I'll take some time and then I'll put some videos. Okay. So if you click on this, go to the Insta page. and just type Tableau Power BI. You'll get my details there. I have mentioned all my details, okay? All the channel details and everything. If you go to the YouTube page, you will see a lot many videos. Most of them you may see it for Tableau, but Excel is going to come soon, okay? At Visionis is my handle name in YouTube. You can see that, I think, in Insta. There will be a recent drive will be happening in the month of November. I don't have much details, but in case if somebody, even it's not necessary you have to look for a job change, even just to understand how the interview will happen, you can just give it a shot. I mean, I started this in 2016. That time I have around some 900 subscribers, okay? So some of the Tableau videos were in millions. So I started for AWS when I was started learning cloud computing. But yeah, now we have some content, right? So we'll try to publish that so that you can see whatever information you want. Because our Zoom link will get expired after 10 days, you won't see that video link. I'll see what and all I can put. I'll try to put there. Okay. We'll take a break for 5 minutes. It's already 1:15. So we'll come back and refresh yourself, because slightly interesting plus advanced topic which we will be learning now. Okay, so it is going to be really that focus is needed. So we'll come back at 1:20 p.m. Thank you. Please go ahead and take a break. We are back from break. Let me know if my voice is audible.
Yeah, Javed.
Okay. Okay. So far we learned how to create pivot. Now you can use pivot table and chart both at once. You don't have to manually create your charts or anything. Just wherever is your pivot table, just click on your pivot table. Don't double click on it. If you double click, it will create a new sheet. That is like a drill down, which means for this data storage, whatever this number is coming, it will take that data and put it in that sheet. Okay. So don't double click. Just go to the pivot analyze, and there's an option called Pivotchart. Okay, you can select whatever charts you need. And this chart is now connected to your pivot. Okay. So the scenario here is why I'm trying to show this is, for example, if you don't do that, for example, if you select something like this, what happens is you change subcategory, you put something else, that will not show up in your chart. Okay. What we will do now, we'll try to add some fields. Okay. If you had to do that in our Excel chart manually, add series mein jaake you have to do all that stuff. But here it is straightforward. What happened? नहीं आ रहा है? Not working.
No, I didn't see.
I'm trying to add some less items so that we can read the chart. We have reached in shipment mode. Where is shipment mode? Yeah. Every region it is giving a split by region shipment mode. Okay. Okay, working up. That's how we can add charts. Now, if you scroll up, you will see two pivot tables, right? We learned about multiple pivot tables. So we copy pasted and we created. Say for one of the pivot table, whichever you want, go ahead and add some filter. Let's say go ahead and add segment as a filter. Okay. And in segment, you select consumer. Automatically, your pivot is getting filtered. Your chart is also getting filtered. Right? Can you apply that filter for the above pivot table? No, when I say apply, if you apply consumer, is the other pivot table getting filtered? It won't. Because this one is different and this one is different, right? Because if you see here, this one has a filter shelf and here we have segment, but above pivot may filter shelf, it's blank. So whatever fields you drag, it's a independent for that specific report only. Okay. Now you might have created 10 different pivot reports. You can't go and add this filter for every single pivot report, which is manual and tedious, right? And your end user will say, give me one option where if I select consumer, all your pivot reports should get filtered and showed for consumer. But now what is happening? Take a look at this report and I will drag segment. Again, it is showing all here. Again, I have to select consumer. And for this report, again, I have to add one filter. Likewise, I have to do and manually I have to keep adding that, right? In order to overcome with this situation, we have something called slicers. What slicer will do basically is it will act as one filter and you can connect with multiple pivot reports. So how to add a slicer? Go to any of your pivot table and just simply click on pivot table analyze. There's an option called insert slicer. Click on that. It will ask you which field do you want to add a filter. We will select segment. Okay. Now segment is added. We have to link this slicer to all the pivot reports. In order to link this, again, you can right click. There's something called report connections. Okay. This will show up all your pivot tables. So I'll select all of them. Now, if I choose corporate, see this one is also getting filtered. If you want to make your meaningful names for your pivot table, go to pivot table analyze, give the name. Example, here I'll give it as region. And this one I would give it as subcategory. Now, when you add that connection, report connection, you will see region subcategory instead of pivot table 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is how we can add slicer. Can you try this? Working up? Not working up. Slicer option is not there. It should be there, right? See there, in pivot table analyze, there's something called slicer. Click on the pivot table. Not there. Select the field.
Segment.
And then once the slicer is created, right click and then click on report connections. Select all the pivots. Report connection. Very important feature. We will be using this while creating dashboard. In Excel only. Excel I showed one dashboard if you remember. Now we are in that stage to create a dashboard. Okay, done. Similarly, instead of next to slicer, you have something called timeline. This is very useful if you want to give date filter. Okay, go ahead and click on it. You will only see two things. One is order date and shipment date. Select order date. Now you'll get one big box. This is your date filter. Okay. Now you can play around with this. See, you can select the range of dates. And there's something called drop down next to month. You can select different years. Likewise, you can also select days also. Okay. It has all the options. Whichever you want, you can do that. Same thing. If you want this to act as a filter for everything, go to report connection, add it for all. So if you whatever you apply here will automatically apply for other reports.
In one click.
In one. You're basically just creating one box and you're letting user decide. You want year, month, day, whatever you want to create. Okay.
There was, I need order date and one more.
No, we select only one order date.
If I want to,
Two means you select two. It will be two box will come. No, first you select order date. It's coming. You tested it out. Again, go ahead and click on pivot table. Again, add one more timeline and select shipment date. Select shipment date.
boxes coming. So I want to.
Same box, ma'am. Same box, ma'am. How it will come? Order date and shipment date. How it will filter in same box.
No.
One below the other. How it will come one below? No, it will not. One field, one filter. ₹1 में एक ही लड्डू मिलेगा. 2 लड्डू नहीं मिलेगा. Okay. So that's it about your. Oh, okay. One more thing which is missing, right? If you want to like customize fancy themes, pink, baby pink, all that colors, somebody they can select it from slicer themes. Okay, look and feel. I was part of one airline project. The theme of that airline is baby pink. Baby pink may also they have some color codes. They'll give that color only we should apply. They'll give one code. Pink is just we say pink, right? In when you learn UI, user interface and user experience, in pink you'll get varieties of shades.
But which airline is in that color?
No, it's there. It's in the United States.
Compare.
Yeah, not in India.
About India.
No, I don't work for any India-based projects. Okay. Now, these values are coming one below the other, right? If you see, there's a scroll bar which is coming, which is a bad experience for end user. Already you have a scroll here. Already you have a scroll here. You are giving one more scroll over here, which is not a good experience for a user to select the values. You want to make this horizontal. The values should come one next to each other. Currently, it is one below the other. You can go to your slicer. There's an option called columns, and just type 4 there, and increase the width of your slicer. Now you can see everything will be right next to each other. Okay. Somebody is asking me, sir, if I click on it, it's something yellow color, it's coming, right? When you click, how do you change that? We can't change that, okay? And one user asked me, that guy is some VP, he said, when you click that, why is it coming in yellow color? Can you change that color? I don't like that. We can't. Excel is a tool. We can't. We can customize, but not to that extent. Okay. You'll say this row color is there, na? Here, gray color. I don't want gray color. I want blue color.
How did it become VP?
No, if you work with, especially with this US guys, they are very different. Okay, so they don't understand all these things. So I work with two senior guys. One guy likes only numbers. He doesn't like chart at all. He'll get offended. Like he feels like, when we present something chart. Yeah.
Management don't like charts.
His name is Charles. Okay. Some people are like that because if you work with finance guys, they know number guys. They love reading number guys. There is one more guy called Anil. He's a business guy. Okay, he has done MBA from some hi-fi college. This guy likes chart and this guy likes number. Both are working in same project. I hope you will not come in this kind of situation where you have to build reports for both this type of audience. Okay. What I used to do is I will go ahead and enable this option. Boss, I have both the things. If you don't like, you don't see chart. You see the number below table is there. Other way you are interested in chart, you can go ahead and see the chart. Okay, एक तीर दो निशाना.
Those are the old ones. And only old people prefer the numbers.
That's what I'm saying.
New-
VP,
new generation,
see,
they don't like.
the guy who is VP means obviously he's like 50 plus. Because 30-year guy can't become a VP. Obviously, this guy has spent a lot of time in the industry. That's when he has gone to that position, right?
But still, even if he is 50,
Hmm.
it becomes easy, when you visualize
No,
the
that
data.
that person's background is also.
Like,
No, he is very smart at it. Even if you represent this number, right, he'll catch. He'll say, okay, I know, I can see it here.
same thing,
Standard class is the high.
management.
He'll say,
They are ready to go each line by line and they are doing it.
no, as you
Some people are.
yeah, as you grow in the data analytics field, especially in data analytics, you may tend to work with some client facing roles as you grow further in this role. Okay. And you will work with some solution architects, some guys who are very senior from the industry. You will learn many things, the leadership skills and all of that. Because whole life you will not be sitting and building an Excel dashboard. You become a team lead, you become a manager, you become an account lead. That guy is really good in leadership. So there are around 360 people across the globe who will report to that person. And his leadership skills are very clear. He set the priorities. He sets everything. Expectations very clear. Handling 10 people from India is very difficult, and handling 100 people from US is very easy because of the discipline. And you don't have to really worry about bringing the discipline because our people are very different.
They have this work from home. But in India, they ask to people to come to office because people misuse it.
Yeah,
They say working from home, but they'll be sitting in the bar. I've seen it is it all happens in India.
actually
They do all the personal work
my
saying
my
online.
my colleague, what I say, he has put a sick leave and he has gone to some restaurant and he has put it in Facebook or Instagram. His manager is also there. Next day he was telling, why do you have to lie?
Say I'm going for outing casual leave and go.
Again,
He is not going to stop you. He's
Yes,
also a human being. You are also human being.
but some organizations, what will happen now? Every manager is not that broad thinking, right? Some people are very narrow minded.
Yes, yes.
Some people environment is not good because of that previous kind of thing. They would become like that.
That to many Indian-based companies.
Huh.
That is why I don't work in.
That is the reason. In my company, I have told I will not work with any internal projects. I will not work with internal people. Anything you have a client facing role, you tell me, else I'll put down my paper. I don't want to work with any internal guys. So they'll make sure that, okay, I want long-term project. It should be client-facing role. Internal people, if you work right, so your whole life you will be slagging around them. But everyone will not be fortunate to get that kind of an opportunity, right? It varies from your role, your company, and all of that. But I have made sure that okay, this is what if you have some work in this area, you tell me, else I don't want to work.
So your project will go for 1 year, 2 years.
No, we have something called diamond clients. So those clients would have signed a contract for 10 years. We will be like a partner for any transformation project. Any work will come, it will come to us. It will be like that. So I recently switched my project. Now I am part of one new project and we are planning to set up 200 people. Now we only have 20 people in our team. Our focus is we are now like in a stage where we are trying to impress a client. It's a new client. So we want to impress them, what kind of data analytics work we do. So we are doing some case study for them, what kind of work they do. And then if once they like it, they'll give us more context. So we are planning to hire 200 people in that project. In my team, the entire team itself is around 400 people are there. So again, 200 people. So that's like good visibility is there. So it's a big project. So you will get a visibility. So if you showcase this kind of end of the day, if you ask me the work, this is what I will do. Right. So if the client likes it and it becomes like a good growth for you. Because data is same, but just that the client is different. Presented client is different. Maybe I am into healthcare. Now I am going to some banking project example. So I learn how the banking system works. So that's a learning for you. But with respect to this functionality, it's same. Your end of the day drag drop करके ही you will do. ठीक है? So far we learned about pivot tables. So many stuff in pivot tables, right? Now, if you have to do this by writing formulas, very difficult, and some to not possible only, like applying this running total. It's very manual using Excel formulas and functions. So always be wise enough, choose what is the right functionality, right approach for your problem. Some problems can be easily solved with a very simple formula. Go ahead and write it. Some, if requires pivot table, go ahead and use pivot table. Okay. Has anybody thought of a scenario where if your data is not in one sheet, if your data is in multiple sheets, how can you create a pivot? Now what we have is everything is in one sheet. Then you easily drag drop whichever field you want, sales, quantity, segment, subcategory, you drag and create a pivot. Some fields are there in one sheet, some fields are there in another sheet. You write some VLOOKUP formula, bring all into one and then create, right? So you don't have to do that. So there is something called Powerpivot. Okay, so far we learned about pivot. So we learned about pivot. There is something called Powerpivot. So I don't know if all of you have access to it. Go to File and then click on Options. You will get one wizard will get open. Then last second option, okay, add-ins. Click on that add-ins. Okay. After clicking on add-ins, Bottom, there is an option called Manage Excel Add-ins. Select that drop down, change it to COM add-ins, form add-ins, and then click on Go. When you click on it, you should see there is something called Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel. Click on that checkbox and then click on OK. No, just click on OK. The moment you click on it, you should see something called Power Pivot in your ribbon. Okay? Everyone has got that option, right? So what exactly is Power Pivot? Same, everything is like pivot table only. It's slightly more advanced. So like we spoke about a scenario where you have data from multiple sheets, it will help you do that. So alternative is VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP, how many times you'll write? If you have 20 columns, 20 VLOOKUP formulas you have to write, right? So I have shared one Excel file called production in one of the assignment. Can you open that? If you don't have it, let me know. It will look like this. You should see around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sheets. Okay? Go to this order item sheet or go to order sheet. Any one sheet you go. I think I gave an assignment also, right? If you want to get the store name, in order sheet, we have something called store ID, column G. Basically, this somebody has placed a order. We know when the order is placed, when the order is shipped. From which store that order is placed, we have the store ID. If you want to know the store name, there is a sheet called stores. For store ID 1, the store name is Santa Cruz. For store ID 2, the store name is Baldwin Bikes. Third one is Roulette Bike. Okay. Similarly, come back to that order sheet. And we have something called customer ID. So customer ID means we don't know what is the name of the customer from which city has ordered, but we are holding something called ID, like we have employee ID. If you want to know for 259, customer ID 259, who is that customer? Go to the customer sheet, put a filter for 259. Jonathan Velasquez. And this guy is from California. Pleasanton is the city. Okay. So you're getting what I'm trying to say. So you're basically trying to find that information manually, right? You can write a VLOOKUP also, right? So for an example, I want to get the store name. I'll say is equal to VLOOKUP store ID, comma. Where is this information? It's available in this sheet. I'll select all the data, lock the cell, which is column number 2. You have to remember column number in VLOOKUP, right? Column number 2, comma, exact match. I got the. If I drag this formula, I'll get to know for every record. So I'll probably call this as store name. Right. Likewise, there are so many sheets. Okay. If you want to get product information, there's a product sheet, category, brand, so many more sheets. So everything is actually linked. And it is linked through a diagram called entity relationship diagram. Okay. So I'll explain a little bit so you can pay attention a little bit about data analytics here. So this topic you will be learning in Power BI, Tableau, SQL, every places. This is a theoretical knowledge and it's same for all this technology. This is called as entity relationship. Entity is nothing but columns. How each tables will connect with each other through a relationship. Let's go with the first example. Look at here, order items. Here we have something called product ID. Now this product ID is connecting, you see this line, it is connecting to a product table. Now if you match product ID here and here by applying a VLOOKUP, then you can get to know what is the product name. Okay. Now let's manually verify this information. Here we have product ID and here we have product sheet. If I match this, I'll get the product. How do I get it? is equal to VLOOKUP. This is the ID I'm looking for, comma, table array. Where is this information? It's over here. I'll select only 2 columns, lock the cell. Once the value is found, I want product name, which is in position 2, comma 0, 0 is an exact match. I got my product. Okay. If I drag this formula, it gets applied for every product based on the row number. Let's go back. Likewise, if I want to know this product belongs to which specific brand. See here, product table, there is one line which is forming to this brand sheet. The common here is brand ID. Here also we have brand ID. Here also we have brand ID. If you match these two, you'll get to know the brand name. Likewise, every table is connected to each other here. So this is my base table. This is my master table. Likewise, staff, we have staff ID, but we know what is his first name, last name, who is his manager. Customer ke liye we have customer, store ke liye we have store, category ke liye category. But this look really complex, right? So how do you manipulate this information? With the help of Powerpivot, we can set up this entire data model. We call this as a data model. So this is also a part of interview question. What exactly is data model? Collection of sheets, collection of tables, which is connected through a relationship is a data model. Right? These are so many tables. We have around 7, 8 tables. Everything is connected. There is no table you can say that, okay, this table is not connected to any other sheet. There is no relationship. You cannot say that because every table has some relationship. Okay. So now you understand what is the basics of ER diagram, entity relationship diagram. Okay. Everything has a line. Any questions before we move to the next? Clear? Now, VLOOKUP is definitely your first option if you don't want to do with Powerpivot. But only thing is you have to make sure that every VLOOKUP you're writing it correctly, that those many columns you are pulling in. If not, what you can do is make sure all your sheets are available, which is required to set up a relationship. So now we'll go ahead and set up that same relationship, which we saw in that image. So how do we set up relationship? You can click on Powerpivot. You'll see there are a couple of options here. Okay. So start from the beginning. I'll show you one example. You have to just select this entire data and click on Add to Data Model. So this is going to be slightly slow because Powerpivot takes a couple of seconds. And the moment you click on it, you should get something like this. Where is your data for your table? And just simply click on OK. And then something new will open up in a separate window. Okay, leave it as is. Don't touch anything. Then minimize this. Go to the next sheet. Same thing you have to do for all the sheets. Select the entire data. Click on Powerpivot and add to data model. Can you do that for all the sheets?
And it will add to the same sheet or it will?
No, it will create. You can see here it is adding no table 1, table 2. Once it is added, now let me know. Can you see something called product brand orders in Powerpivot? Do it for one and validate and tell me how many sheets you can see. Can you see something like this? You should not see that if you are seeing it. You're seeing, right? What you do is right click and delete all of them. Delete all the one which is already created. Because this Excel is from the previous batch, right? So it is already created. So let's delete all of them. After clicking, hold on. Okay, this is Powerpivot is slightly slow. It will take some time, but it will definitely respond.
This creating is a great.
That's fine. But if you see something called customers, brand already, just delete them because it was part of my previous batch, right? So it is already there. So let's delete that.
When I right click, it's not.
It's not working. Is it Excel is not responding?
No, it's not.
Like click here. No? Right click.
You know, we delete everything together.
No, only one at a time.
One.
Yeah.
One by one.
Yeah. Is there no deleter?
Delete. The entire page will be right.
Yeah, we don't want this is all from previous exercise, previous Excel batch. So delete it. Okay.
Creates a separate workbook.
No, it's not a workbook, it's just a data model. Okay. So once you delete it, go ahead and rename table one. If it is brand, go ahead and rename it as Excel brand one. Excel brand. Then table two, rename it to whatever name it is. Okay. Table two is category, Excel category. Then Excel product. Excel stock. Excel customers. No, but problem is you will not get to know how we have created from scratch. This is actually a real-time data, okay? One of the real project. Order items.
I think these are the-
Then next is Excel orders. Excel staff. Last one is store. Done now? What is that? Excel store, right? ठीक है? Done? You should have 9 sheets in your Powerpivot. Done? Who is left out? Come on, you can do it. You could have joined online, right? You are not able to understand. Okay. Then you are super serious in learning Excel. That's good. Okay. So if you're finding it difficult to delete it, just close your Excel workbook and open it. Already that previously I have created now, so it will be there in the data. So the simply you have to select the data, click on add data model. That's how we need to add these sheets to your data model. Please note, this is not creating a new Excel workbook. This is not putting your data inside another pivot, nothing like that. Backend it is creating one theoretical, or you can say hypothetical data model. It's a methodology. So the data is physically not getting. No. What I'm saying is this data, what you are seeing, you might be thinking this is saved inside PowerPivot. No, it is still inside your Excel only. Okay, it is connected to your Excel only. Okay. Now, so far we added all our 9 sheets. Everything is inside our Powerpivot. Now you can look at the screen for quite some time. There is something called diagram view here. No, you don't have to click that. You can look at the screen. When you click on diagram view, you will see all your tables. Okay. All that 9 tables you can actually see. So first thing what we have to do is expand this table so that you know the full name. You can also drag and drop. Wherever you want, you can align that. Okay.
Select all three to
I think my mouse, the trackpad is not working, but you can try it out. Okay, you should see something like this. Okay. Now, this is how we can bring all your tables in the diagram view. The same ER diagram which we showed, right? Now we'll set up a relationship. How to set up? Let's first start with order items. Okay. Order items and product table we need to match. So these two are over here. How do you set up a relationship? Just double click on product ID and drop it on the product ID. It will automatically set up one relationship. And once that is done, same brand ID, double click and put it on this brand table. And then
wherever it is common.
wherever it is common. Similarly, customer ID you drag and put it on this orders, not order items, orders. And then what else we have? Staff ID, right? Drag staff ID, put it on the staff. Don't put anything on stock, leave the stock as is, but all other tables you can put it. Then what else we have? Product may category. Drag category ID and put it on this product table to get the category name.
Store ID.
Store ID you drag and put it on orders.
Full stock.
We don't want. So let's stock is nothing but in inventory. So for now, we don't want that. You should see something like this. Basically, except stock, all other tables should be connected. Staff is also there, na? So add staff in the staff ID. Where is staff? Had we added staff somewhere? We already added, no? It's a small line is there.
So.
Once you do it, save it, okay? Tell me.
What we have to do
Which way?
for connecting that.
Nothing. You should drag that column and put it on the column, common column. Example, you have this category ID. Just drag and put it on the category ID. Drag and drop on the common column names.
Oh, that is fine. This one. I think we need to hold this. What I did, I was just doing this. This is not working. I think we need to put,
I mean,
click on the
click on it
name,
and then
on the name and then
drag it.
if this is not working.
Yeah.
I was doing this.
You can take this table for reference if you want to find out what is the relation. Just hold it.
This one I did that. It's a product to orders.
You are dragging price, no? You should click on product.
But this comes in between. This is this product. It don't- it don't have to-
Working for you.
That's the no, I would do it. It's
It's working.
so best. It's a-
Everything is connected now. You can see.
Very, the shoe is going. Right.
So, customers actually do.
Added something there, that's
So,
maybe you can close this. Added Okay, everyone is ready, right?
Yeah.
So far, 90% of our work is done. So whatever we saw in the relationship diagram, everything we have configured it. Okay. Now, why did we do all this? What was our initial problem?
To create
To create a pivot report, right? So what?
all the sheets.
Yeah, so you can see now, I'll close this window because everything is done. I'll create a new sheet. Insert pivot table.
This
Now,
is in our Excel, right?
Excel.
Production.
Normal Excel pivot, now we'll create it like that. We learned about creating table range yesterday, right? Now, instead of that, you select from data model. Okay. And then you can just click on OK. Now, what you will do is you will see all the tables which we just now created is available in your pivot table. For an example, I want brand wise, what are the total number of orders we have sold? So I got brand name from the brands table. Then I'll go to orders table. I'll just drag order ID and put it on values. Change from sum to count. What happened? One second. Instead of order, we have something order items. Okay. Without writing any single VLOOKUP formula, you can simply drag and drop any field. You'll get that information. For example, now I want products. We have product name, right? So under this order ID, I want product names. I'll drag product. You'll get all the product. Similarly, you can see all those tables are available. For every band, what is the category? You can put it on the category. You'll get the split. Can you try this? Simply go close the Power Pivot window, click on Insert and Add Pivot Table from Data Model. The option over here I have selected and highlighted in the screen.
Let's go. Create a new sheet on the Excel. This is your Excel, right? Create a new sheet Excel.
Data model. I don't know why it is not.
No, just click on the existing Excel. In Excel. Okay.
Put brand name here in the row shelf.
Because we have not.
And in-
On the policy.
So you have what you have done is order ID you have pulled from orders table. You need to pull it from order items table. Order ID is available in two tables. Orders table is there, order items table is there. Go from order items. Okay, drag that and put it count of order ID. Okay. You're getting the results 4,722 orders we have.
7,028.
In order items. Some order.
Not some count. Because order ID is a numerical data type, that's why it is taking some.
Category name.
No, not category. Drag brand name in the row shell.
Brand.
So you're getting number.
Then count of order IDs and values. 4722. 4722 is in.
Correct, no?
See.
So you are getting 4722 for everything. Maybe you have set up some wrong relationship, that's why. Did you set up the relationship correctly?
You're not getting.
Because she has done, how I'll tell you. She didn't rename.
I
Everything is in a
told
table
her,
one.
I told her, it will be difficult to understand.
She is already exhausted. We'll work with this keyboard, yeah. No, don't do anything. What you do is close your Excel workbook.
You can reopen.
Don't save it, just close it. And reopen it. And then you can just go ahead and create a pivot table. You have not set up the relationship correctly. Then your values will be wrong if your relationship is.
I think that the relationship is going to be a challenge.
Because you have to know how these tables are connected. It's working. No, I think, did you save your Excel sheet? You saved it. Then whatever you have done. Oh, okay. From where did you get that file? From email you download it, right? Download it from email. Delete this file. That production email is there, na? Just open that file. Everything is already created.
Now if she can rename it in the Powerpivot.
But 9 tables, if you have to rename, it will take 10 minutes.
But we can do that.
We can do that.
But it will reflect here.
It will reflect. You want to try it out? I'll show you how to try it out. You want? You don't want to try it out. So we got the logic right in Powerpivot. So simple, we have lot of sheets. We want to bring your data in one sheet, set up a relationship. Okay. Now, once the relationship is set up, you can drag and drop whichever you column you want. You don't have to write any formulas. If the relationship is correct, you can bring the formula fields. Your report is ready. Now, just in case, for an example, for some reason, you don't want to drag and drop. You want that to be part of your column. Like example, VLOOKUP we did, right? So same thing, we can do it in Powerpivot also. I'll go to Powerpivot, click on Manage. That window will again come up, same window. So for an example, I'll go to this order items. Okay, this is the same sheet which we saw in Excel, no difference. Here we have product ID, right? I want to get a product name right next to this. There's something called add column. Just we can type is equal to related product name. It'll take some time, and then all the product names. This is a formula.
But it automatically we don't.
Automatic. VLOOKUP may you have to is equal to lookup value. Where is the table, column number, exact match, and everything. So now you'll ask me what exactly did you write? So these functions are called as DAX functions, data analysis expression. This entire Power BI as a visualization tool is built on DAX. So if you are learning this, it's like you are learning Power BI. Ek tir do nishana. Okay. Same function, everything is same, and it is now embedded in Excel. So Power BI is not a new tool. What they did is they took features from Excel, they took features from SSRS and all clubbed into one and called it as a Power BI. You will get to know more about this when we learn Power BI, but for now, I'm just showing you the capability. So like related, we have 300 plus functions in DAX. So we can write whatever functions you want. Okay. Now we learned something about conditional formatting, if you remember, right? In the one of the section. So I can now use conditional formatting. I can say, I can redesign my entire Power. So previously we were doing just for a table. Now we are applying conditional formatting on pivot. Okay. That brings us to end of our Excel content. If you go ahead and click here. Now,
next session we will be creating.
Next session we will be creating whatever so far we have learned. I'll take one live project. We'll do everything from scratch. We'll have one data. We need to create one dashboard. What we'll not learn use everything. Maybe we have learned 20 functions. We'll not use all functions for that data set. Whatever is relevant. Maybe two or three Excel functions we'll use. We'll learn some charts and we'll learn how to create dashboard. No Power Pivot also there. It's a very fairly simple exercise. Okay. So I hope you are able to grasp, Power Pivot concept. If you are not able to grasp it, that's fine, because I don't think so you'll get many questions on this area. But out of this entire sessions in Excel, which we have learned, there are three important topics where the weightage will go more. First is formula and functions. Second is charts. Third is pivot tables. These three you should know, must and should. Complexity wise, it's up to you. Like, do you know the medium complexity, advanced, expert is up to you based on your, kind of training you have attended. But at least some knowledge you should have in these three areas. Others are fine. Like if you don't know how to format it and all, that is fine. If somebody gives you a data in Excel, you should know how to write a formula function. You should know how to create a chart. You should know how to create a pivot table. If these three things, if you know, you are well and good.
Widely we use Power Pivot.
Power Pivot is used by data analytics guys. Like normal Excel people won't use that. When you work with actual data like this, say I actually worked with one of the project where I had to create this data model. I have to basically bring everything into one. Now you may ask me that why do you want to do a lot of circus? Like why do you want to put everything in a different table? I'll give you an example why. So this is called as data normalization. I'll simply write one formula is equal to VLOOKUP product ID, get it from products table, comma, 2, comma, we got the product names. Okay. Let's call this as product name. Now just imagine we have only one sheet, order items. All columns are in this sheet only. Brand, product, customer, staff, store, category, everything is in this sheet only. Everything has one column. Maybe there are 100 columns, just hypothetically. You get a requirement wherever it is called as electric Tony original. Remove this word Tony. What you will do? Find replace. What Excel will do when you do find replace? Imagine you have 1 million records, 10 lakh records. Excel will go to every row, find, is it having a text called electric toning? Yes, replace. Then it'll go to the second row, trek remedy. No. Then it'll go to third row. So it takes some time in order to go to every row. And it will go to the end row, which is the 10 lakh wala, probably 5 minutes, 6 minutes, based on the whatever time is needed for Excel to do it. Then it will do the replacement. Now imagine I don't have any column like this. Same thing, I'll go to this sheet. I'll go ahead and replace electric tone. I'll put it. Okay. Here, how many records do we have? This is a list of, it's a product master table. We just have 300 records. In order items, we had 1 million records. So it goes and applied much faster. There is no change to the product ID. Product ID is going to be the same. Only the name in the master table will change. Order items may we are not touching order items sheet only. Okay. Same thing. I'll give another example so that you can understand it better. Let's say here we have all the brand information. Okay. And okay. Same orders table mein, like imagine all the columns are in this sheet. Now we have something called brand. Now, wherever there is Electra, we want to give it as electric. There are 10 million records, same scenario. You do find and replace. It goes to every row. Wherever is Electra, replace it to electric. Instead of going here and doing it, I'll go simply to this sheet. I'll update only one record because there is only one record. This is a master table. My brand ID is also same. It's not getting changed. So this is called as data normalization. Instead of keeping everything in one table, we split it into multiple tables and then bring them as part of a relationship. Why? Because it will easy for us for any kind of complex updates. No unnecessary load on the transaction table. This is called as transaction table. Everything is defined through a key. This is called as key. Brand ID, employee ID, department ID, project ID. So we will talk everything in terms of IDs. We will never talk in terms of names. Maybe you are creating a pivot table wherein you may not require anything for categories. So you don't have to store categories name in your sheet. You will only bring it when you need it. So when you drag, only then you may need it. Right? So you are reducing unnecessary space and load on your reports. Now, everything, if you remember from day one of our session, where we spoke about data types, this is string, this is numerical. Numerical data types, the storage space requires is 2 bytes. Okay? String will take 8 bytes. I'm just hypothetically telling. Bytes is nothing but space. To save one 4K image in your camera, you may need it 1 MB because the resolution is so high, it's a 4K image. But if you save it in 720p, you may need 100 KB only. Got it? Same thing we are doing. So instead of storing everything in this order items, imagine if I want to store brand name, so I have to assign 8 bytes of data for every column value. 8 bytes into 10 million. Instead, I'll go with 2 bytes. I'll recognize them by ID. I'll store everything in the separate table. So you are saving a lot of space. This is a very high level. I'm giving you what exactly is data normalization. But you will learn it more when we do SQL sessions. Okay. So it's like you are learning Power Pivot means it's like now you are entering into the world of data analytics. Okay. So now you hope you get to know why do we need to create ER diagram, why we need so many sheets, why not everything in one sheet. Okay. So that brings us to the end of our Excel session. So I highlighted the main areas you have to focus on, these 3 areas: charts, formulas, and pivot report. Try to create as much as possible. And in our next session, we will create one live project from scratch. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining. I think this Ashwit will let you know. I think it will be Tableau. Yeah. Okay. Next week onwards, the one session will be on Excel where we'll do live project, and the next session onwards, it will be a new technology. We'll learn either Tableau or we'll let you know. Okay.
There was a kind of thing which I use.
Okay.
So what we use is normally do the
Mhm. Just on this.